Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to help you become a better twerker by giving you 5 amazing stretches that are going to help you twerk better. It's really important to warm up every time you twerk. So if you've been checking out my twerk tutorials, I recommend starting off with throwing these stretches into your warm up. And by doing this, you're going to really open up your hips, and that's going to allow the movement to happen so much easier and feel so much more comfortable. Okay, so for the first stretch, what we're going to do is we're going to do a forward fold with a wide stance. So the goal is to, as you become more flexible, to continuously widen your legs further and further. But start with wherever you are. So if this is as far as you can go, that's fine. And before you fold over, you're going to adjust yourself to make sure you're up on your sit bones, and then you're going to hinge at the waist, keeping your back flat, and you're going to reach. I like to use the ground to really pull myself. If you have a partner, you can put your feet against each other and you can take turns pulling each other as well. And you're just going to forward fold here. So you're going to feel this in the back of your hamstrings, in the back of your knees, and you're going to fold over here. You also want to think about rotating your ankles outward, not inward. It's really tempting to rotate them inward, but then we're not getting the full flexibility. So you want to rotate your ankles outward and then fold. And that makes it a little bit harder. And like I said, once you've been feeling a little bit comfortable, then you're going to try to widen the stretch by walking your legs outward. And the goal is to get them as far back as you can so that we can get close to a middle split and fold over and rotate here. And you guys may have seen me do this position in twerking videos, or I'm twerking here, or here. From here you can do booty isolations as well. So this is the first stretch, and you're gonna wanna hold this one and make sure you do it every single day. Okay, the next stretch that's gonna help open up those hips so that you can twerk better is frog pose. So what you're going to do is you're going to be on the inner side of your knees like this, with your legs at a 90-degree angle, and you're going to put your body here. So I have myself propped up on my elbows, but you can also come down on your stomach as well. And once you're down here, you can either bring your feet together to make a diamond like this, but you really want to make sure that you're pushing your hips into the ground. So you can also lift yourself up with your upper body like this, so that your hips are really getting pushed into the ground. The other option is to leave your leg open like this and really sink into it with keeping the inner side of your ankle on the ground like this and holding it here. And this pose may feel uncomfortable, totally understandable. You can put a yoga block or a towel, like you could fold a towel, a yoga block, or a pillow under your hips. And as you get more flexible, then you can remove the block or the pillow. So we have it here, bring our feet together to a diamond, and we can push our hips into the ground here, or we can have it wide like this. And this one will really open up those hips so that you'll be able to sit like this. And this is really going to help you with twerking so much, because as you guys know, in the twerking position, your basic twerk, if you've watched my basic twerk tutorial, usually you're in a kind of very deep, wide squat stance. So the more that you open up your hips and stretch this out, the easier and more comfortable that's going to be, and the better hip motion you're gonna have. Okay, the next stretch is a deep side lunge. So we're going to sit our butt as close to the ground as we can. So your mobility may not be as deep as mine, and that's totally fine, because we all start somewhere. And we're gonna have our inner ankle on the ground. And we want to really sit into this so that our leg is essentially on the ground as low as we can get. We really want our booty to be able to touch the mat. And the goal is to stretch this inner part of the leg, open up your hip here, and you're just gonna hold it here. And I like to do an exercise where I hold this stretch, and then I use my strength to lift myself up on my heel like this, and rotate into the other side, hold this stretch for a while, and then rotate. This is always how I warm up whenever I do my twerking videos or when I pole dance. It really opens me up. And if you feel like you're up here, that's totally fine. And over time, you'll be able to really sink down. And the goal is to get your butt to touch the ground and be able to lift yourself up and drop back down. You can also stretch your arms forward here, or you can reach out and grab your foot and open yourself up this way as well. Okay, the next stretch is going to be a deep forward lunge with an alternating sit back. So what you're gonna do, you're going to bring your knee above your ankle and you're gonna sink your hips forward. And we really want to do our best to keep our hips straight and not let them turn sideways that much. So we want to keep them as straight as we can. And if you need to put a towel or a pillow under your knee, because holding this position does feel uncomfortable sometimes, and you want to just make sure you're on the top of your knee like this, and you want to lean forward into it, and you're going to really open up that hip, and you're also going to be stretching your quad as you're doing this. And like I said, we're going to rotate it. So we're going to hold this for a little bit, and then we're going to sit back, straighten this leg, sit our hips back, and now we're stretching out the back of our hamstring and behind our knee, and we're bringing our foot to a flex position. And what you can do is you put your hands on the ground like this and try to forward fold, bend over to really feel that stretch. Continuing to alternate between the two. And this is gonna really help you not only open up your hips, twerk better, dance better. It's gonna help you with a lot of your other exercises as well. We're gonna make sure that we do that on both sides. Okay, and the final stretch of one of my favorite stretches to help me twerk better and dance better and squat better and everything is lizard pose. So what we're gonna do is essentially go into a really deep forward lunge, but we're gonna bring our elbows to the ground. So we bring this foot forward, we have this foot back straight, and we're really thinking about opening up our knee here by kind of turning on the side, outside of our foot. We're stretching out here and we're bringing our elbows to the ground. And we're gonna sit here and really think about opening this up, stretching out our hips as well. And if you need to put some yoga blocks on the ground to elevate yourself, if you don't feel like you can bring your elbows to the ground, you can also just have your hands on the ground and stretch like this and keep the stretch going here. But if you can, the goal is to be able to come down here. That is my final stretch for you guys. Of course, we want to make sure to do it on both legs, always. Make sure that you always do these stretches before you do a little twerk practice. So definitely add these into your warm-up routine. Make sure you check out my Learn How to Twerk playlist so that you can learn how to twerk and practice and get some good exercise in. Share this video, like and comment below if you enjoyed this video, how the stretches are feeling, and what other tutorials you would like to see from me. And until next time, sending you love and light as always. Peace.